space. Well, not really. Take two. Here, in the Mitten State. Welcome to Code 47, bringing you all things Star Trek, spanning the quadrants, the best thing since the neutral zone.
And we are back. Code 47 podcast coming at you on the Secret Friends Podcasting Network. This is episode 41. I am Charlie Carden, Trek Lord of West Michigan.
Who?
Oh, you stop it now.
Uh-huh.
I will be again. Yeah, no, I had a membership glitch in Secret Starfleet International, the official Star Trek fan club that we all belong to.
Never heard of it.
Didn't get a renewal notification until my membership was expired, and so it's kind of thrown leadership of my club into a tizzy, which will be rectified. But at any rate, I am joined by Raren, my transporter error duplicate co-host, Rich and Aaron. How are you guys doing?
Oh, you know.
I'm having a little afternoon drink.
Sky rockets in flight. Oh, that's not what that's
Wait.
Afternoon delight.
Oh, what were you going to say, Richie?
We got the singing out of the way right away. That's awesome.
Oh,
there will be more.
Yeah,
There's gonna be more? Okay.
I didn't know that there was a tunes per minute, but we'll get it figured out. But at any rate, yeah, this is episode 41, and we are we decided, we had a schedule, and what we did is we were having so much fun talking about Discovery that we're like, you know what, let's finish Discovery. Let's be like all the way going through Discovery. And the thing about what we're going to talk about today, which is the front half, the first 7 episodes of season 3 of Discovery, is that if you scroll back on this podcast, my former host, Alex, who kicked the show off with me, we broke this down week by week, but neither one of you guys is Alex, thankfully. So we're doing it again, because I would imagine we probably have a whole new crop of listeners, and if we get angry hate tweets that said, why are you wasting my time doing the same thing over again, at least we know that people are listening, and I think that's a good thing. So let's kick it off. You guys, onesie twosie, read this, or even just really summarize, because it's a big old paragraph about the episode. I'll jump in and give my 2 cents. You guys jump in, give your 2 cents, and then we'll move through these 7 episodes. So who is going to do the honors and kick us off?
I am, because I have to go first so that Rich can see the little treat that I made him when he's reading.
The second one. All right, go for it.
After traveling to the future, Michael Burnham arrives in the year 3188 and learns that she was successful. Burnham crashes into the ship of Cleveland Booker, the book is in parentheses, a courier transporting stolen cargo. He explains that an event called the Burn, also with quotes, and I'm doing them with my air fingers, most of the galaxy's dilithium exploded, destroying many starships, including most of Starfleet. Now the galaxy is disconnected and no longer governed by the United Federation of Planets. Burnham helps Book protect his cargo, an endangered transworm that he is taking to a sanctuary from other couriers. In exchange, Book takes her to a seemingly abandoned Federation space station where they find a Federation liaison waiting in the hope that a Starfleet officer would come to the station one day. Burnham gives him a commission to serve as acting communications chief. He is unable to locate the USS Discovery, which was traveling to the future with Burnham.
Dump. What? This was what I'm going to say about this certainly the first half of the season I've been watching it, is that something that will certainly fuel the ire of all of the neckbeards out there is that this is an absolute game changer, pulling out all stops. Star Trek, totally different than what you've seen before.
Yeah, because there are no white humans.
There are no
even one.
They're not in this episode. I know.
The first one ever. It's a game changer. I know that's not what you meant, but I was just throwing it in there.
But just the overall gritty tone, it's like when DS9 came out in the early 90s, it was like, it's not like TNG. DS9 is dirty, and there's this thing and there's that thing. It's like this future, 32nd century couldn't be any more gross. Everything is broken. Everybody looks like they stink to high hell. It's like Game of Thrones. It's really, really super duper different. So, Yeah, this is great because it's an all Burnham episode. She's the fish out of water. She makes a new friend, but she doesn't really know if he's a friend because he looks like he's betraying her left and right. So just a lot of stuff going on here, and what a cool even beginning of it, because it begins and it's the Starfleet comm guy, and you seeing him going through his alarm clock goes off every day, and he gets up and he's just he's living Groundhog Day, trying to find the Federation.
He's trying to find Punxsutawney Phil.
No, he's waiting for the Cylon emissary to come.
Oh, very true. Unfortunately, that doesn't end up happening because that would be quite a bummer. So, but no, I really dig it. A kicker of a start. I remember being so super excited and just transfixed when this episode came on in October of last year to kick off the season. So
okay, so I did feel the same way you did, but then when I did this rewatch, I was like, all right.
I'm right there with you, Aaron. That's exactly how I felt.
Kind of a feeling of meh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, hey, it's no season 2.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and again, maybe I'm coming from the perspective of having already talked about this before and being really fired up, but talking about it the week that it aired and being like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? And maybe not, like you said, having a feeling of, well, where's it going to go from here? So,
well, Rich and I can be your Debbie Downers today.
There you go. Well, why don't you Debbie Down me into episode 2 then?
I'll let Rich do it.
All right. Here we go. It's called Far From Home. The USS Discovery crash lands on a glacier. The ship is damaged and crew members are wounded, including the helm officer Kayla Detmer. Acting Captain Saru decides to repair the ship before exploring the outside world so that they can learn, but they learn that they are missing resources that they require to complete the repairs. Saru and Ensign Sylvia Tilly go to a nearby settlement to get programmable matter to help Discovery in exchange for some of the ship's dilithium, which would allow them...
You skipped a whole line.
Holy crap, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, let's start with Saru and Ensign Sylvia Tilly.
Okay. Saru and Ensign Sylvia Tilly go to a nearby settlement to get the resources they need to find a group of poor miners, and find a group of poor miners, being oppressed by a courier named Zara. The miners used programmable matter to help Discovery in exchange for some of the ship's dilithium. Now that makes a whole lot more sense, even with miners as it is right now, which would allow them to leave the planet and escape Zara. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. I can't remember.
Sure, why not?
Sure. However, Zara arrives and attacks the group, killing one of the miners and planning to take all of Discovery's dilithium. He is stopped when Philippa Giorgio arrives against Saru's orders and overpowers Zara and his men. The crew return to Discovery with the resources they need, but the glacier's parasitic ice has encased the ship, and it is unable to take off until Burnham arrives and frees the book's ship.
Dun, dun, dun!
You like
awesome.
You like what I did with the miner?
That's good. And of course, I did fucked it up because I skipped right over it. I'm sorry. I'm screwing up left and right today.
I didn't done fucked it up. I love it. And then, yes, Burnham does show up to kind of save the day. And we found out that she has been cavorting around the galaxy for an entire year. So really, Discovery arrives in the year 3189.
Until he's all like, I love your hair.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's very professional. But yeah, this was, like I said, if this mercantile exchange that Burnham was at in the last episode was grim and gritty. Meeting this Zareth guy and starting to get our first taste of the Emerald Chain, which is going to be our big nemesis, led by the sister of Margot Kidder, who is the actress who's actually the head Emerald Chain chick. I learned as the season goes on.
Huh.
Oh, she's annoying. I wish.
Yeah.
I don't like that whole storyline. I think it's dumb. But we'll get to that.
Indeed we shall. But anyway, yeah, I liked it. It was grim. It was gritty, but you saw the gang pull together the way Starfleet does. You saw Giorgio not giving 2.5 shits about anybody the way that she does and just kind of doing whatever she feels. And
best part of the episode was Giorgio. I liked it. It was okay. I mean, I liked it more than the first, but I was just like, all right, more setup.
Right.
Okay.
More setup.
I mean,
okay.
Season 2 got like right into it. This one.
You felt like there was a little draggy drag. Yeah.
I get why though. I mean, this is.
Yeah,
I mean,
too.
we're in a whole new world at this point, so they've
I
got to
get
kind
why
of.
too, but we don't have to like it.
I know, yeah, exactly. But like, it's all this. It's like re-world building. So it's like we already did this in season 1. Now we've got to redo it in season 3, and it just kind of, like you said, Aaron, it's just kind of like, all right, get to the point. Let's get on with this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's party. So, this leaves us. So yeah, it happens right at the last minute that she shows up, so you don't get much of anything but for her to say, "I've been around looking for you guys for a year," and then I leading right into episode 3, People of Earth, which I got kind of fired up about. So that would bring us back to you, Aaron.
Okay, is his name Sahil?
Sure, that sounds about right.
All right, cool. So with Sahil not able to locate Discovery in 3188, Burnham becomes a courier and works with Book, searching for clues as to the fate of the Federation. She finds a transmission from Admiral Senatal on Earth, but is unable to get there with their limited dilithium. After a year, Discovery arrives in the future and Burnham finds them. Saru becomes the new captain, and Discovery's dilithium is stored on Book's cloaked ship, which he parks in their docking bay for safety. Using Discovery's advanced spore drive, they travel to Earth and find it no longer part of the Federation. Investigators from the United Earth Defense Force board Discovery and explain that Tal is dead. They are all attacked by dilithium bandits who the EDF attempts to destroy until Burnham and Book trick the bandits, capturing their leader, Wen. In negotiations between Wen and EDF Captain something. How do you say that?
Ndoye? Maybe.
Ndoye.
Yeah.
There you go.
The two sides realize that they can help each other and prevent future fighting. A young investigator named Adira reveals that they are the host of Tal's Trill symbiont and is connected with their memories. I gotta tell you, I had to change all these freaking pronouns.
Oh, they were all squirreled about.
And I will bitch about that now if that's okay.
Let's save that until we get till the next one, where it's an episode all about Adira. So yeah. First of all, first potential name of the episode, EDF. Anybody?
Yeah, I know that song.
I don't know what that song is.
Yeah, but I don't know what they say. They have that lady in the song that's like, yeah. What does it say?
I really liked an Earth that has broken away from the Federation and has gone back to. It's funny because it kind of harkens back to the original series. In the first season of TOS, they had no idea what the governing body of the Enterprise was, what the organization was. They called it the United Space Earth Probe Agency, or USPA at one point. Kirk says it in one of his early logs. I'm talking probably within the first 10 episodes or so. And then it was the Star Service, and then it was Starfleet Tours, and finally became the Starfleet that we know. So I'm kind of cool. And of course it was retconned to be regular Starfleet, Earth Starfleet in Enterprise. And then the United Federation of Planets was formed in
Space Force.
Yeah, Space Force, exactly. Team America Space Force. The United Federation of Planets was basically established in that horrible holodeck program that ended Enterprise, and we're not going to talk about that right now. So it's kind of interesting that you see Earth completely turn its back on the tenets of the Federation that they founded to just become, we're just Earth, and we've got a Tholian web wrapped around the planet, and nobody's going to touch us, and we're fighting off banditos, and Earth is just Earth. There's no more Federation for us. It might exist somewhere, but it ain't us.
How disappointed were you about the Trill?
What do you mean?
It's not Dax. I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, it's not Dax. Like, fuck that Trill.
We can't call it. We could call this episode F blank blank that Trill. So there's another possibility. Rich, make a note of it.
Noted.
I really dug this. I thought the Earth Defense Force, the EDF, was pretty sweet. So I really dug on this. But you still, at the end of it, you see the Starfleet and the United Federation of Planets emissaries, our crew, as we know, still doing what they do, which is being the peacemakers, brokering an arrangement, figuring out a way. that Group A and Group B can find some kind of resolution. So I liked that. It stayed true to kind of the concept of what Starfleet was all about. But yeah, I love it that, when the comfort of Starfleet and the Federation are broke apart, that Earth gives the rest of the galaxy the middle fingers and said, we're putting up a shield, we're not around anymore. That was kind of cool.
It's a very Earther thing to do, though, right? Like just kind
Earther.
of right, just to kind of like pull back and be very seclusionist and
right.
Pre World War II United States.
Donald
Right.
Trump was elected president for like the 10,000th time.
And was he just was he a head in a jar like they had on Futurama?
Yeah, he was just the Futurama head.
The Futurama head. That's another great possibility. So anyway, any other thoughts before we move on and Erin gets her chance to bitch about Trills?
I just want to say fuck that trill one more time.
Rich, any thoughts? Any thoughts about these Earthers?
Well, I mean, I did. I'm with you, Charlie, on this one. I liked seeing like what Earth's reaction to this whole thing was, and it kind of predictable, but also kind of sets it up for maybe a fun ride,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I didn't think that the Trill was that predictable. I mean, she was such an interesting character, and I liked the dynamic right from the bat of her and Stamets. That was like her poking around the ship and doing things, and he's like, what are you doing there? The way he talked to her. I thought that was cool. I like how they set up the dynamic of what their relationship was going to be.
Definitely. I didn't mean the Trill was predictable. I just meant Earth's response to.
Yeah, no. I hear you. I thought that was totally predictable too. I just wanted to add that my favorite part of the episode, when I read the synopsis, I didn't feel like they really talked about the Trill very much. And Adira is so, I don't know, in this episode throughout pretty much the whole thing, investigating the ship and up to like, some mischief. And even though it's a B story, I kind of feel like the synopsis should have mentioned it a little bit more.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah. All right. Let's do Forget Me Not.
Fuck that Trill. Go ahead.
Yeah, fuck that Trill.
Is this me?
It's you?
Oh shit. Oh, I'm right here waiting for you to do it.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I can't look. It's number 4. I can't even figure out. I did 2, so obviously I do 4, right?
You're evens.
All right, so it's called Forget Me Not. Adira cannot remember how they came to be the host of the Tal symbiont and cannot access the memories of previous hosts such as Senna. Burnham takes them to the Trill homeworld in hopes that the Trill can help unlock their memories. The Trill are also no longer part of the Federation, but welcome the discovery due to their need for new symbiont hosts. However, many Trill refuse to believe that non-Trill could host a symbiont, and Adira is turned away. A group of Trill attempt to kill them and take the symbiont, but Burnham stops them in a friendly Trill, Guardian Z, right?
Sure.
She, Z, I don't know. Offers to help. At the sacred caves of Makala, Z and Burnham help Adira connect to Tal and unlock their memories. When Senna died, Tal was transferred to Gray, Adira's Trill boyfriend. However, Gray was killed shortly after, and Adira offered to become the new host to save the Trill and to save Tal and the memories of all previous hosts. After unlocking their memories, Adira is able to communicate with Gray. Meanwhile, Saru attempts to improve crew morale with the help of Dr. Hugh Culber.
I apologize. I meant to change boyfriend to partner, and I forgot. So that's on me, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well,
I think we get it.
Adira calls Gray her boyfriend. So
yes,
right, but that's
correct.
That's before Adira comes out as non-binary. So.
Sure.
I mean, we get it, and I think we get it, and I don't think it's gonna hurt anybody too bad, but I see what you're saying.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody.
We just dancing, baby. Okay, so man,
there's the more singing.
It is. This is all 90s. So, I like how Trill again. They just like Earth, they've gotten very insular. And they try to rough up Burnham and Adira a bit, and Burnham is just not having it. So, like I said, the main thing that I want to get out of if I was a Starfleet officer is that how you can just kick your way out of any situation. Nobody roughs up somebody from Starfleet.
Did Trill lose like all of their personal history in the burn? I mean, did they lose all of their ability to keep records of the past?
Must have. I mean, because they do mention that there's never been a successful joining of Trill,
and
but
Riker.
Right, but if you remember that was a temporary, so it was successful, but it wasn't permanent. So maybe that's what they were referring to. But again, that was almost 1,000 years beforehand, so you kind of understand.
So what? Bill?
Yeah, so what? Get your shit, break yourself, fool. Yeah, I like it. I love the Trill species, but again, for me, this would absolutely work if it would have been Dax. And again, it's just so you're right. I don't necessarily see why it's advantageous to necessarily introduce an old character or a new character when you could have continued to grow the story of an old one. So I'm with you there.
Everybody would have lost their shit for Dax. So why wouldn't you just do it?
There's either a great reason or there's no great reason.
Or maybe they'll meet Dax later and they'll become lovers.
Anyway, I dug it. It's cool. I love the Trill process. I love the focusing on the Trill mythology episodes we saw in DS9, like Equilibrium, where Dax had repressed memories that were killing her, and then she found out she had a hidden host who was actually a murderer, and they tried to cover it up. Or
they wanted to kill her to cover it up.
Exactly. Or I love the episode. It was later in season 3 of DS9 Facets, where it's a Trill ceremony when you're joining Trill, each Trill is transferred temporarily mentally into the body of a person that you can speak to them physically. So that's awesome, and that's something cool that the Jintara, I believe it was called. That's something that they can do with this, though they covered a tiny bit of it kind of within this. So this is pretty awesome.
Even on DS9 in the later episodes with that low rate Jadzia named Ezri.
Come on. She was so cute. But anyway, I digest.
But whenever they had one episode, where they were looking for Miles O'Brien and it tied into an old episode, but they showed Trill that weren't joined because most of them aren't and what they're like. And they were greedy and deceitful.
Just like regular ass people. Yeah, they were
like humans.
Yeah, like humans are now, but in the 24th century, humans are great and there's no poverty and there's no greed or whatever. But out there in the galaxy, people are generally just still kind of dicks. So that's the direction we go in.
It shows that they're capable of that all along. That's what I took from DS9.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally dig that. So, any other thoughts, Richie? Did you any chime in or Aaron?
I've got my they them statement.
Please.
Okay. I appreciate the woke lesson. No, I really don't. But can't you just use it instead of using it and making a whole scene and explaining it? Because my hope for the future is that people ask what pronouns you'd like to be used by rather than just mucking it up. Do you know what I mean? So instead of in the future, I would hope that somebody wouldn't misgender someone. So they would ask, what pronouns do you use when they meet someone?
Potentially, I understand where you're coming from, particularly under the lens of Star Trek. Yeah,
so I didn't appreciate for that reason the woke lesson that they decided to give us about the they them. I was like, can't they just do it instead of explaining it to us like we're dumb?
Was that in this episode?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I know it was in one of the episodes, but I almost feel like it was later on. But regardless, obviously it's addressed. And I rewatched this in kind of a broke up fashion, so I don't disagree with you. But again, I think it's progressive that this is something that was addressed openly, but it was addressed in the terms of how we're dealing with it in the 21st century, as opposed to what the 32nd century should look like. So I don't know, man. I can't I can't say one way or the other, but it was refreshing to see representation, of course, because that is what Star Trek is supposed to be about in its entirety.
I'm gonna quit bitching because I actually like the rest of the episodes. What's up, Rich?
I was just gonna say that I've been thinking about that. Aaron, you brought this up in our watch party last week.
Really, we're gonna talk about the?
No, we're not gonna talk about that. But
Oh, okay.
No. But you brought that up. That you would assume that people in the 32nd century or whatever it is would ask for pronouns before misgendering someone. But what I came to is actually kind of what Charlie just talked about, that, this is kind of through the lens of the current, right? Our current world.
Right.
And it kind of has to ground it that way, is the way it feels to me, where they kind of have to ground it for us, because even though a lot of us are accepting of that and would ask that question, not all of us are. Like, you can't say everyone.
Yeah, you know what?
You know what I mean?
You guys are right, because I have to deal with these Star Trek fans all the time, and sometimes I'm shocked. So
Yeah.
at the
Right.
insensitivity.
Sadly
Yeah,
so,
big
but it's true, unfortunately. The other thing that I really liked about this episode, though, was Saru and his dinner party.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, that was
Big
so
time.
cute.
Big
Was
time.
it was cute, but then it was also tragic in a way, because you
Right.
had like Detmer and having her little breakdown,
Right.
and obviously everybody is so affected by this, and I love that Hugh reports to Saru that that's basically it. Like, yeah, they're all physically fine, but there's a whole lot more to this. They left everything to come to the future.
And he gets the idea from the computer.
Right, yeah.
Thank you, computer.
Thank you, computer.
Oh my goodness. All right, cool. Well, moving on. Episode 5. Go ahead, please.
Oh, I was
No,
going to say,
Please.
episode 5, let's do it.
Do it. All right. Read away.
Okay, using Senna's memories, Adira guides Discovery to a Starfleet headquarters. Starfleet Commander-in-Chief Charles Vance asks for Burnham, Saru, and Adira to beam over to the base, where Adira is taken away for medical testing. Vance informs Saru and Burnham that the crew will be interrogated and reassigned while their ship is studied, which Saru agrees to in hopes of earning the trust of Starfleet. Realizing that Starfleet is dealing with a health crisis that could be solved through the seed archives aboard the USS, what's it called? Tikov?
Tikov, yeah. Tikov. I
Tikov.
think, yeah.
Burnham receives approval from Vance to take Discovery crew there with the spore drive to retrieve the seeds. They find the occupants of the Tikov dead, except for one man who is fatally injured. He is the same species as Security Officer Nan, who decides to remain with the Tikov to ensure that he and his family receive a proper burial. Discovery returns to Starfleet with the seeds, and an antidote for the health crisis is synthesized. Vance agrees that the Discovery crew may remain together, but they must answer to him. She doesn't want to stay there so that they can have a proper burial. She wants to stay there so somebody's manning the place and they get the burial.
Right, yeah.
It's not like they
synopsises aren't the greatest, yeah.
They leave her there to bury them real quick.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And then abandon her. Like, she's there for a new job that she gives herself out of respect.
Right.
And I thought that was really admirable. It was admirable of her, but like, I really like her character.
Right. Totally.
I like how excited she got too about, like, oh, I can breathe normally there. Cool.
Right. Yeah, you got to see, because again, her species is the Barzan, which we got in a season 3 episode of Next Generation, as a planet that was, kind of economically depressed, but their system developed a stable wormhole, which went to the Delta Quadrant, which, and the end of it became unstable, and some Ferengi got lost on the other side. That turned into an episode of Voyager. So this was an exploration, a little bit more of that species that we didn't know a whole lot about. But we get our first glimpse of the Federation and remaining Starfleet at this time, and it's a weird hodgepodge. Lots of great little Easter eggs as they enter, because they kind of live in the Wonder Woman cloaking dome out in the middle of space, where nobody can see them, because that's what keeps them safe. But as they enter it, they see there's the current version of the Starship Voyager is there. There's a ship named after there's the Eisenberg class USS Nog, which Aaron Eisenberg, Nog, the character.
That was my big thing that I noticed about this, and I got so excited that they have this ship, they did the Voyager and they did the Nog, and it was
Right.
such a big nod to Nog, the first Ferengi in Starfleet. That's
Right.
great, and it's a nod to the actor too, which is sweet. They do another one of those in episode 7, another nod to an actor. But
Yes, exactly. So anyway, how do we feel about Starfleet Commander-in-Chief Charles Vance? Is he all right? Is he justifiably kind of brusque? I mean, how do you guys feel about him?
I think I felt like he was kind of a dick when I first saw him.
Right, true.
But that changes.
Mhm.
I really like his character.
Charles Vance, Vance Refrigeration.
Yeah.
And he was he was in the Mummy, so he was Admiral Mummy was the title that we gave him back when Alex and I were talking about this.
Well, fuck Alex. Fuck him.
Yeah. Oh, geez, easy now. We're not calling the episode that. We're trying to
Sorry,
we're trying
Alex.
to leave the F-bombs out of the title, but we'll
All right.
we'll
Sorry, Alex. He wouldn't be mad at me.
I believe you. But at any rate, yeah, dug the episode. It was cool to see Starfleet, but again, they're super like we do things this way, and you're a 1,000-year-old starship, and too bad you came to us because we're gonna take your shit away, and we don't really care. So, so yeah, it was interesting.
I liked everybody's reactions to like the new tech as they were like coming into like dock. And
Right.
they were all kind of like, whoa, floating the cells. What? How does that even work?
Yeah.
And that was some cool stuff. And when they mentioned Voyager, they mentioned like Voyager like D or something like that.
J, so it was like J.
J, yeah, J, yeah.
It was like, whoa, 10
It
generations.
was. I think they said it was the 13th.
Wow. Like,
Yeah.
how cool is that? So.
Right. It's good to see it surviving. So I dig it. So yeah, I like it. But again, it's a slower burn.
Boo!
I
I liked it.
know.
I liked it too.
Boo.
I'm not going to complain about this episode like I did all the other ones. I thought it was great. I was pleasantly surprised too, because I thought that there was going to be like more of a build up and like, oh God, the whole season's going to be about them trying to find Starfleet headquarters, but they do it rather quickly, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Did you
that would have been
notice?
drag.
Did you guys notice the Eli was a holographic character, and that was also the holographic character in that episode of TNG, A Fistful of Datas?
No.
You're right. Yeah, Eli Whitney. Yeah, no,
Yep.
I never. Wow, bizarre.
Yep.
And wasn't it as a weird one? Wasn't it famous horror director? My God, isn't it David Cronenberg? Isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it literally him? That is so friggin' bizarre. But he's great. He's a Canadian, isn't he? And this is filmed in Toronto, so maybe that was the connection.
You're saying we're not Canadians? We don't know.
No, David Cronenberg is Canadian.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
So
I'm a horror hound, so I know these things, or at least
horror hound,
not a horror hound. That's a different thing.
Very, very, very different horror hound. All right, episode 6, Scavengers. Take it away, Richie.
All right, Scavengers. The Discovery is upgraded to utilize future technology, including programmable matter. Vance of Vance Refrigeration sends other Starfleet ships on various missions to the remaining Federation space, but orders Discovery to remain at the ready for any rapid response missions. Book's ship arrives carrying a 3-week-old message from him about a new discovery that he has made, a black box from a Starfleet ship that was destroyed in the burn. Burnham believes that she can use this black box to trace the origin of the burn, but Saru orders her to remain on the Discovery in case they are needed by Vance of Vance Refrigeration. Burnham agrees, but then disobeys the order by taking Giorgio and Book's ship to go and find him. On the salvage mission to the planet Hunau? I don't know. Giorgio poses as a buyer looking for rare ship pieces while Burnham finds Book. They stage a prison break for the servants working at the salvage yards, allowing their escape with Book and the black box. When they return, Burnham is reprimanded by Vance for disobeying orders, and Saru demotes Burnham from her position as first officer. So that lasted, an episode?
So I have been dancing this whole time to Strike It Up by Black Box, because you keep saying Black Box.
Caleb!
Okay. That's not it.
Oh,
Strike It Up is Strike It Up. Yep. There you you go.
Oh my God. So yeah, you're right. Quickest emotion from first officer. You got Burnham doing what Burnham does, which is basically the big middle finger to anyone who will sit still. She's like, oh, you can't do this thing. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this thing, and you can have a big cup of suck it. That's who she is. But that's not really first officer material. Riker didn't do that because he was a good boy. He did what the captain said because
she's a bad first officer.
Yeah, and as it turns out at the end of the season, she gets a different job anyway, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, that's questionable to me, but we'll talk about next week.
We will talk about that next week. But anyway, again, more grim and gritty. You're going to the salvage yard, which is cool at the end when all the ships are going up. You see, and I looked into it. You see the Hiawatha, the same class of ship as the Hiawatha, which was the ship they found Jet Reno on at the beginning of last season. You see a Miranda class ship, which is of course the Reliant from Star Trek II, as one of the wrecks that goes up and then crashes. So. But they're talking, it's kind of cool. They're at this, junk exchange where they're talking about, my favorite clip was I'm looking for some late 24th century self-sealing stem bolts. Anybody who loves DS9.
I loved it. And that's another nod to Nog too, isn't it?
Exactly, because there was a whole episode where very early on when he and Jake, and they were still both teenagers, were trying to do some business through trading, and they ended up with some self-sealing stem bolts, and they're like, you'll never find a better stem bolt in the sector, and nobody has any idea what the hell they do. So you're trying to trade for some stem bolts, not stem bolts, self-sealing stem bolts.
Right.
Clearly there's a difference. But yeah, I love it. But yeah, you get Burnham doing what Burnham does, but she gets busted for it, and she should, because she sucks at her job.
Yeah, she's no good. Black Box has a lot of good songs. I really feel like this episode could have used some 90s house music. They do that song Positive Vibration, Everybody.
Not
what else
good
are
vibrations? I don't. Future, you know what? Future research project for you to come back and do a very short presentation at the beginning of the next episode. What do you think about that?
What do you want me to do?
We'll call it Aaron's Black Box. When we come on next week, you can talk about Black Box a little bit.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that. So, other thoughts about this before we take this home?
Let me see. Let me refer to my notes. Nope.
I refer to my notes. My notes say nope.
My big takeaway was that Burnham got demoted like that quickly, like just within a blink of an eye, basically.
And Tilly took it. She was just like, I feel bad saying this, but Burnham's not very good at her job. And...
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that happens in the next episode, but that's okay.
Because, is that the next one?
It says it's the very last line of the last summary.
I don't know. I get crowd blindness.
I don't know, man. But all right, we're moving on to episode 7, and I loved the title of this.
I gotta read this, and I'm not ready.
As being a third part of a really classic storyline, and I think it really did serve it. So, okay, Aaron, not ready to go. It's time for you to go.
I'm ready.
All right, do it.
After listening to many hit jams by the house band Black Box, Burnham believes she can find the source of the burn with data from Project SB-19, a possible space travel alternative to dilithium developed by the unified Vulcan and Romulan people on Navarre, formerly the planet Vulcan. They believe SB-19 caused the burn and do not want to give the data to the Federation, who they have left. Vance of Vance Refrigeration believes Burnham can convince them otherwise, since her brother Spock began the process of unifying the Vulcans and Romulans. At Navarre, Burnham invokes Tal Naket. Is that what it's called? Tal and Ket?
Cal and Ket, I believe.
Whatever.
You got it. Whatever.
Hold on, I can't read this. My cat's in front of me. A Vulcan trial intended to verify her scientific claim to the SB-19 data. She is represented by her mother, Gabrielle, who was previously trapped in the future and has since joined the weird nun people of that planet.
Warrior nuns, yeah.
A sect of Romulan warrior nuns.
There you go.
Gabrielle makes Burnham confront her own intentions and sense of confusion about her destiny, leading Burnham withdrawing from the trial. Impressed by this, Navarre President Trina gives Burnham the SB-19 data. Meanwhile, Saru names Tilly as his acting first officer.
Which is super weird because she's an ensign, but second in command of the ship. But okay, why not? So yeah, you would think the next ranking officer would be somebody, or that Starfleet would plug somebody in. So that's a real weird thing. News of note: this episode was actually written by Kristen Bayer, who is who spearheaded the Voyager post-series relaunch novels, which are non-canon, but I've read most of, and actually I'm listening to an audiobook of the latest one. So basically someone who has crossed the gulf from the non-canonical novel universe to doing stuff in the show. So, which I think is pretty cool. I absolutely love this. To me, it totally drove things home to see the footage of Leonard Nimoy as Spock, which I think you mentioned a little while back, Aaron, would be kind of an homage to a character in the past, which they did that
That
really
actually
well.
wasn't the one I was thinking of.
Oh, well, then
they had a USS Yelchin.
Oh,
named after Anton Yelchin, which is a nice nod, even though JJ still sucks and the Kelvin universe still sucks. It was a really nice nod to that actor that passed away. So that's the one that I noticed.
Correct.
JJ and the Kelvin universe do suck, but Anton Yelchin did not deserve to die over it. Come on.
Yeah, and I thought he did a pretty good job in the role.
You know what's weird about that whole thing? Right before he died, I had a valet park my car and actually wreck it when I went to get it into my friend's car.
Oh, geez.
And I had to have like a rental SUV that was comparable size to my SUV.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave me a Jeep.
Oh,
and
God.
I had the biggest problem with the shifter because it's like right to the right of the steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So like instead of it being, where a gear shifter would be, it's like a little handle beside it. And I was like, this is the most piece of shit design I've ever seen because I never know if it's in gear or not. And then it killed this man, and I'm like, holy shit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm like, I just had one of these death traps, and I had the same problem with it. I just bitched about it the whole time. I called Enterprise. I'm like, can you trade this in and give me some sort of like piece of crap like Hyundai or something?
Hyundai. Oh my goodness. Oh, so anyway, I really love this. It really, to me, it did feel like it earned the name because it, Unification 1 and 2, that's season 5 of TNG, where we find an older Spock on Romulus trying to unificate the Vulcan and Romulan people, and of course, being betrayed and having the Romulan government try to get in his way, but Picard and Data have to go rescue him. And in this, you see that the fruits of his labor 800 years previously have paid off, but it really through circumstances related to the burn, or SB-19, or it should be SBD, silent but deadly.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God. SBV.
Oh, SBV. Silent but talking. There's our fart humor that's been so missing from this program.
Why did you have to do the fart jokes?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know why I do most of the things I do. There's just really,
Harley, stop with the farts.
There's no quantification. Stop with the farts. But I love it. I think this episode, we get her mom back. We get this nice tie-in to the Romulan warrior nuns. Picard gets a name drop because the video of Leonard Nimoy Spock that we watch is from the archives of Admiral Picard. I mean, so it's just a lot of great connections between another Star Trek program going on kind of at the same time. So I loved it. But again, Tilly becoming first officer with the rank of ensign makes zero sense.
Yeah, because there's so many people that are more qualified for her on that ship.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
They're like, she's a main character, and this way we don't have to really move things around. It's just dumb. But anyway.
They fast-tracked it. They fast-tracked it like JJ does.
They really did JJ this shit, which I just maybe that's why I dislike it even more. So I don't.
We don't like JJ, guys.
I don't know if they know that yet. Any listeners, in case you don't know, we don't like J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
No, I asked him if he would come on this show. I asked him to come on the show.
Oh, yeah?
How'd
that work out?
Well, he never responded. I sent him that message. I was like, hey, do you want to come on this podcast we do so we can talk about how much you suck to your face? And I got nothing.
And he turned that down? That is completely insane.
I know.
All right.
Yeah, it seems like
All
he
right.
might have wanted to respond to something like that.
Yeah, I'd be
Anyway,
like, you suck. I'm rich.
Yeah.
I'm rich, bitch. All right. Any final thoughts before we move on to the news?
No, I don't want to say anything.
I will say nothing. So we will cover the remaining 6 episodes of the season in next week's broadcast. But moving on to the news, Starfleet dispatches. We have swag, and we have a swag story and a swag story. So up top, we have the realization of something I've been bitching about for an awfully long time. Star Trek: The Motion Picture, the director's edition, was released back in 2001 and the days before, high definition. So the disc exists. It's still for sale, but it has never been upgraded because it was said in later times that the advancements of the work were left behind on a hard drive that got erased and yada, yada, yada.
It's a bunch of crap.
It's a bunch of
We've learned that it's lies.
We learned that it's lies. And actually, the guy who's responsible for a lot of that work, Adam Mojo Leibowitz, is somebody who I've talked to on social media and have asked him about being interviewed on this program. So that is something I'm working on.
Show him a picture of the 3 of us wearing bikinis.
Yes.
Girls in bikinis. Yeah, Rich and I each wearing Speedos. I don't really think that's going to...
No, you'll wear a bikini.
Yeah, we're going to wear bikinis, Charlie.
You'll wear a bikini. But anyway, yeah, they're looking to finally get this cranked out in HD, and I couldn't be more exciting. Star Trek: The Motion Picture, to me, holds a special place because it is so different.
Oh, is this on with V'ger?
Yeah. A lot of people,
a
lot of people give it a lot of hate, but it's the thing
V'ger.
it's the thing that saved Star Trek. It really did. It created a film franchise, which then gave us the Next Generation.
I just like saying V'ger.
V'ger. The V'ger. So I'm fired up about this. Paramount is expecting the restoration project to take 6 to 8 months. So I would expect that we will see this obviously sometime kind of early to mid next year. Yeah, in 2 years. Yeah, right. So anyway, I'm super fired up about that. And then this article does go on to talk a little bit about they're releasing a box set of the first 4 films, also in
black
4K.
Box?
Oh, yeah, black, not a black. No, the box.
It's a black box set.
The box looks white.
No, the ultra 4K high def one is black, so it is a black box.
Oh my God. So I don't know. And Rich, you're the disc guy. I don't know anything about 4K Ultra HD. What? It's like I don't have the player or what? Do I need a different player to watch that, or what's up?
You do. You need a new player and you need a new TV to be able to watch 4K Ultra high.
Oh, I don't give to. I just got a new TV last year, so about this part I really don't give a shit. So yeah, man. And you need a new house and you need a new couch.
Well, no, okay. So they're releasing this set also just on Blu-ray too. So they're releasing 2 different sets. There's a Blu-ray version and then there's a 4K version as well. But the exciting thing about this is that you're gonna get the director's edition of, it looks like, the motion picture. No, is that going to be included in that?
No, just the vanilla version.
Okay, well, never mind.
Rich gets all his intel from the obsolete technology museum.
Oh,
the obsolete technology museum. Here we go.
Rich, what's your favorite source for spoilers? Isn't it WeGotDiscovered.com?
No, not at all.
GeoCities.
That's your favorite. I'm still on AOL, guys. I'm still on AOL. There's something nice about this. If you scroll down and you look at the individual disc cases for each of these 4, they are the movie posters, which you don't really see that often.
That is true.
Wow, yeah. That's
cool.
A company that I really like called Shout Factory. They make Blu-rays, and they do a lot of cult movies. So like if you like Sleepaway Camp or you like Candyman or something like that, they have like
the Jonestown Massacre.
Oh no, Sleepaway Camp, the movie with Felissa Rose from the 80s.
You said cult movies, and I was trying to think of cult. I don't know that
not
many.
Jim Jones cult level, like cult status movies.
Anyway, I'm kidding.
I know. They have reversible inserts, so you can have like the original movie poster if you want, or you can have like their new art. So I love seeing new art or original art on there. I love that. That's great stuff to me. But anyway, I'll stop.
Yeah, that art is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I like how like the cover of the whole box is like a mismatch of all the different movies that are in the box.
The only thing I don't understand is why is it 4 movies? Why isn't it the 6 movies? Hell,
Yeah,
why
you're
isn't
right.
it the
So,
10 movies, right?
yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, you're right. Why does they have
Well,
to
they
do
had that one movie that was really bad with those whales.
that?
uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Shots fired.
Ouch. Okay, moving on. I do have a hodgepodge about nonfiction books, which usually, obviously these can be kind of considered quasi-canonical because, and again, this first one up, I actually have a few in the series. This comes from Hero Collector, which is also Eagle Moss. They make the ships that I have collected low these many years, but I've got a couple of these on my shelf of just Starfleet ships, but they've got another one coming out, Alpha Quadrant and Major Races, and it's basically they take the Eagle Moss books, little booklets that come with each, or issues as it were, that come with each ship, and they kind of compact it into a big volume, which I think is pretty sweet. So
Charlie, I like all of my ship collectibles to be digital. I'm not really an old school.
Oh my
You
God,
like-
bloopers of the Borg.
I know.
The
yeah.
mistakes must go. Make it so.
Oh my God. Yeah, this I'm fired. So yeah, this looks like fun. So yeah, a satire book, kind of probably along the same lines of the Nitpicker's Guide. Rich,
I
haven't you and I
love
talked
those.
about that one?
Yeah, the
Swear-
Nitpicker's guys are great.
If I don't,
Guys, there's a kitty.
oh, it's all about Grudge.
It's the Book of Grudge.
I
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
love kitties.
So a few books that I will actually put on my shelf is that like if I'm gonna, I haven't read a book in a while. Sorry, I've switched over to audiobooks.
He can't read, guys.
I can't read. I'm sorry.
But we're not going to bring it up again. We don't want him to feel bad.
It's my.
That's why we do all the recaps, guys.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. He
exactly.
never reads a single one.
Oh my God, I want to learn to read. But anyway, yeah, there's a book about Grudge the cat. So if I'm going to put anything on my bookshelf, it's stuff like this. That's kind of fun. They're picture books. Picture books.
They're bathroom books.
But yeah, exactly. It's for having a poop. So it's
Isn't that what your phone is for?
Why does this have to be all poop and farts?
I don't know. You're the one who said bathroom. You opened the door.
I've had a Star Trek book in my bathroom for I don't know, my entire adult life, and it's the one that they base those academy exams on. For starship operations. They use this book, and I'm like, oh, I know that book.
There we go. That's some good.
But I don't sit there and read it in there. I just have it in there for guests.
Oh,
so the guests can read it?
Yeah, and I have a book about robots for them, and the Encyclopedia of Middle Earth.
That is
Nice.
good. Good reading on the toilet. So anyway, that's the show, gang. Good stuff. Lively conversation. And
is that the show? I thought we were like, this was our test run and we weren't recording yet.
oh, did I have to hit recording? Oh my God, Richie, take us out.
Take you where?
Of the show.
I'm low on gas and you need a coat. Anyway.
Oh,
You guys can split it.
oh my God, go for it.
For more information about Starfleet International in Michigan and beyond, please visit the USS Grand Petoskey and the USS Nomad on Facebook.
Bop, bop, ba-da-da, bop. Show's produced by me now, so I don't have to give Todd credit. We are part of the Secret Friends Unite podcasting network. This is Code 47, talking about Star Trek. Holocron Chronicles is all about Star Wars on a bi-weekly basis. That is myself and Mark Carabin, who teams up on the opposite week to talk about video games with my pal, Todd Axtra, whom I have been recording for 7 years now, the Secret Friends Unite, quote-unquote, Prime Universe, non-JJ podcast where we talk about...
JJ sucks.
JJ sucks, where we talk about geek culture at large. All of our episodes can be found over at our website, along with exciting original content. That is secretfriendsunite.com. Hit us up over on Twitter at secretfriendsu. Let us know what you think about the show. Pose a question. Talk about how much you love JJ. Let's get into a Twitter war. I'm all for it. I feel like the last part of this should be Aaron's, but we have a great store over on TeePublic.
We
Aaron,
do?
What kind of stuff can you get over at that store?
I don't know, Charlie. It's not my store. Do you think there are mugs?
I think there might be T-shirts. Maybe you can get a hoodie, zip-up hoodie.
But do they have mugs?
And tumblers and stickers.
Stickers.
And magnets, and you get a notebook. And so anyway, all the proceeds from that do actually support the network and our effort to bring you new and exciting.
Oh
fun
my
stuff.
gosh,
So
I bet that stuff goes on sale a lot too. So I might
pretty
pick some up.
frequently. I think
Be a
you should absolutely
Good
do
little
that.
gift.
That would be a good little gift to someone you know who loves great stuff. With that, friends, I'm going to thank you again for joining us.
Wait, Charlie.
Hold on.
We have an event coming up.
Oh, please.
Oh, yeah.
We do, and it's a big event. It's actually for the three of us. We're going to MC the whole event, mostly Charlie, but then, Rich and I kind of like on the show. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a virtual Star Trek summit. We're going to have NASA speakers. We're going to have a cosplay contest that anybody can enter. We have the links for all that stuff on our Facebook page now. There's going to be all these auctions too. All of it goes to charity. I personally bought to donate all of these beautiful Klingon weapons. A batleth. I mean, we have thousands of dollars worth of stuff that people have donated, artists. Like, it's going to be really great. So if you can check it out, please do. Everything goes toward, animals in need. All right, I'm done.
Totally awesome. That's okay. I will allow your unscripted interruption. But at any rate, friends, thank you for joining us. I'm going to tell you, as always, that sharing is caring and to keep on trekking.
Kapla.
And the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. JJ, you suck.